Shabbat Shalom. Call hello Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shabbat Shem Kadash. Double honors to the elder apostles of GMS, including the elders that came before them that taught us this truth. And Shabbat Shalom to all the brothers out pushing the word of truth and in sincerity, the hopeful elect tabernacle of David. The brother Yashuan back with the World War III Daily Update. Start right here, make it quick. Joel 3 and 9 proclaim ye this among the Gentiles. The Gentiles are the heathen or the other nations other than the nation of Israel, Negroes, Latinos, Native Americans, and Seminole Indians. Prepare war, all you nations. Okay, right here. I will gather all nations and bring them down into the valley of Yehoshaphat. All right, so God is gathering the nations. Proclaim ye this among the Gentiles, who are the nations. Prepare war, wake up the mighty men, let all the men of war draw near. What's going on? God is gathering all the nations, the armies of the world. Let them come up, beat your plowshares into swords. A plowshare is a gardening tool. Beat your plowshares into swords, into a fighting tool, and your pruning hooks, gardening tool, into spears. Let the weak say, I am strong. Those without nukes, make sure they have nukes. Look at Iran. Okay? That's the weak saying, I'm strong. All right? We're not backing down. Bring what you got, Israelis. That's what this is saying. Assemble yourselves and come, all ye heathen. Who are the heathen? The Gentiles. And gather yourselves together round about. All right? So that's World War III. And this is the finality of World War III. Thither cause thy mighty ones, these are the angels of God. All right, after you got everybody together, fighting each other, then God, bring your mighty ones down. Bring the angels into the fight. Okay? All of that is World War III. Let the heathen be wakened and come up to the valley of Jehoshaphat, for there will I sit. Who is there? For there will I, this is God, sit to judge all the heathen. Who's going to be judged? The Gentiles, the other nations other than the Israelites, the heathen. Same thing. All right? What is God going to do? He's gathering them together to judge them. How's he going to judge them? He's going to bring down his mighty ones, the angels, right? And what you call UFOs, right? Those are the angels in their war chariots. All right? So God is setting up an ambush. I will also gather all nations. I will gather the armies of the world into the valley, and then I'm going to bring the angels down and slaughter them all in one fell swoop. That's what World War III is about. Okay. What is he going to do when they're all in the strike zone, all in the Red Sea, while the water is being held back? He's going to judge them. How's he going to judge? He's going to let the water go and slaughter all of them. For there will I sit to judge all the heathen round about. All right? That's what World War III is about. All right? All right, so we're going to go to Military and Foreign Affairs Network. We're going to get a quick update as to what's going on, and we'll go ahead and close it. All right, Russia, 2nd and 4th Divisions, cocked and ready. Let's watch a little bit of this. Commercial first. All right, the voice of reason.
Good day, everybody, and welcome to another edition of the Military and Foreign Affairs Network. I am your host, the voice of reason. Today, February 21st, 2022, we are continuing our coverage of the ongoing crisis between Russia and Ukraine. And today, specifically, I want to talk about some things that I am seeing, and I want to talk about what I'm seeing and why I think either something is going to happen relatively soon, or we may see quite possibly things start to settle down, or a pause button could possibly get hit. But again, I'm inclined to think, based on what I see, that the Russians are about ready to launch a fairly large military operation. I'll try to explain. So I've on my map, you will see obviously Core A, Core B, Core C, and I've discussed these allocations of Russian forces in prior episodes. But specifically, I want to look over here at Core B, kind of centered on a Belgrade to Kharkiv access of advance by what we believe is the first tank army.
Okay, so what he's doing, he's going into specifics, and usually he opens his videos by reading the headlines of the major publications and stuff. So let's see if he does that here on this video. That was yesterday. This is 7 hours ago, so let's look into this one.
Good day and welcome to another edition of the Military and Foreign Affairs Network. I am your host, the voice of reason. Today, February 22nd, 2022, we continue to monitor the ongoing crisis between Ukraine, the West, and the Russian Federation. And as you can see, I have a new map of the ongoing force construct of the Russian armed forces around the Ukraine. This has been provided by our good friends over at the Daily Foundation. Very, very good Russian military trackers, and I believe this information is fairly accurate in terms of the current forces arrayed against the Ukraine. So, what has happened in the last 24 hours? So basically, as most of you have been watching on the news, it would appear that Vladimir Putin has acknowledged the two eastern separatist republics as independent states and has now requested the Russian parliament that Russian forces be utilized externally. And we now know that additional Russian forces are now moving into the eastern separatist zone. So the big question is what is going to happen next? And I think, what if everything we think we...
Sorry about that. Okay. Commercial.
This map is indicative of just the sheer amount of combat power that we can see arrayed against Ukraine. And I'm going to start in the south, near the Crimea and around Crimea, and talk about this current force construct, which may be up to 70%, if not more, of the Russian maneuver battalions that have been arrayed against Ukraine. So first,
okay, so basically, they're moving forward with this thing. We're not going to get into specifics, but what we will do is we'll just look at a couple of the updates here. We'll go ahead and close it out because we can get specific later. Are they going to fight? You damn right they're going to fight. They're not going to pull back. Right, so yesterday, this is Carrier Pigeon Channel, one day ago, Ukrainian army raided the Russian outposts. Right? This was while Vladimir was signing the agreement. Attacked the Ukrainian armored vehicle. So they are still fighting down there. This is 2 hours ago. Ukrainian tanks broke defense line despite the Russians. Donetsk was attacked. Huh. So they're fighting on, which lets you know that this thing is just, the more that they fight, the Ukraine fights, the more territory Vladimir is going to go all the way up into Kiev. Okay? If they continue to fight in Lugansk and Donetsk, right, despite the Russians going in there being a protective force, the Russians are going to say, oh, okay, well, let's do this. All right? That's what I'm looking at right there. Okay, what else do we got here? We got Deep Journal Channel. Wait, how about reports? What is it? Military leaks. Let's look at this. All right. 11 hours. Russian missile cruiser threatens U.S. aircraft carrier. Harry Truman. That's significant. Letting you know that, hey, you sign a couple of documents, that doesn't mean this thing is going to run away. Donetsk and Lugansk under large-scale attacks by armed what? Forces of Ukraine. All right? So they haven't stopped. This thing's been going on since 2014. All right? And it should have stopped. If Russia was going to scare anybody into anything, that should have stopped. But the Ukraine is being directed by who? By the beast and the whore. All right? Which is the EU, NATO, and the United Snakes of America. All right? 6 hours ago, armed forces of Ukraine destroyed Lugansk TPP with strikes. So they're fighting over there 6 hours ago. 36 minutes, unknown electronic warfare complexes suppressed space over central part of Ukraine. This sounds like what happened in Iraq, in Israel, when they shut down Israel's ability to scramble jets and do airstrikes in Syria. Unknown electronic warfare complexes suppress the space over central part of Ukraine. So is that cyber war? With electronic warfare, how do you suppress space over central part? What, you scramble their ability to communicate, to triangulate, to do things electronically. That is cyber warfare. Okay, if you shut down somebody's computers, then you know everything is run by computer nowadays. All right, and going back the past 8 years, whenever something is hacked or cyber warfare is involved, who gets blamed first? Russia. All right, so if anything goes down in the U.S., whether the U.S. did it or anybody else did it, Russia's going to get the blame. All right, which goes into asymmetric warfare. That's part of it now. All right, got to hack them computers. All right, this is a deep journal. Let's see what's going on here. That's 1 day, 10,000 Russians, special forces. So they're still coming in. 9 hours. M1, A2, those are tanks. West of Kaliningrad to hunt Russian T-90. In 27 minutes, 9 Russian special armor entered heart of line. Right? Hey, this thing is escalating. Doesn't matter what agreements were signed. All right? We see what the beast is doing. The beast is moving forward. All right, in secret files, 333. What do we got? Anything new? 11 hours. Russian troops move to the border with Ukraine, of course. Russian missile cruiser threats of war. U.S. aircraft carrier Harry Truman. We just saw that on a different channel. This is basically the same. All right. Armed forces of Ukraine destroyed Lugansk. All right. Hey, this thing is not let up. All right. It continues. All right. These things are not slacking a minute. All right. The plagues draw nigh. They don't slack for a moment. Let's read that again. All right. 15. This is 2 Ezra 16 and 37. Behold, the plagues draw nigh and are not slack. As when a woman with child in the 9th month bringeth forth her son, with 2 or 3 hours of her birth great pains compass her womb, which pains, when the child cometh forth, they slack not a moment. Even so shall not the plagues be slack to come upon the earth, and the world shall mourn, Sorrow shall come upon it on every side. What are these plagues? All right. Plagues are all of these things, but specifically, this is what I'm looking for. Zechariah 14. This is the plague. And 12. And this shall be the what? Plague. This is talking about nuclear bombs. This shall be the plague wherewith the Lord will smite all the people that have fought against Jerusalem. Their flesh shall consume away while they stand upon their feet, and their eyes shall consume away in their holes, and their tongue shall consume away in their mouth. Only a nuclear blast can do that, all right? So these things are coming forth. They're getting closer and closer until the baby, which is these nukes, is born. What plague? This plague. Behold, the plagues draw nigh and are not slack. All right, so with that, that's enough for today. We hope that the electoral